So we're on our way out today in the automatic Triton to go recover the Land Cruiser. We've also got a battery on to load up Red Hill so that Red Hill will charge, and run 24 hours. So yeah, that's kind of it. Today is just get out there, get that done. We're hoping to be home by lunchtime. Yeah, Danny doesn't think we will be. He's getting the trucks ready so we can start processing cattle tomorrow. We have also got some fuel on board for burning any camel carcasses that we need to along the way. That's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Jasmine and the kids are with me today. It's a family fun day.
I don't have fun. It's a family one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna get cracking and see what the day brings us. Alright, Jasmine and I have got a mob of camels here. Jasmine's getting the speed line. Alright, we'll give this a minute. Have you got your spare magazine in your pocket or anything? Alright. Did you turn your headset on? Did you get the bag?
Yes.
Okay. Spare mag for you.
Yep, thank you. That's 3 mags for me now. Do you think I need that one?
We shouldn't need that many. So we're just going to stay in the cover of these, and then when we get to it, I'll start on the right, you start on the left.
Everyone watching, I think it's been 6 months, if not more, since I have shot a rifle. So forgive my marksmanship. That has been a while.
So we're straight upwind, which they're listening very carefully to us. But we'll get to this tree. I go right, you go left. And then I'll start shooting after you've taken a shot. You happy? You good to ready up? Have you got eyes on number 4? How far? Got him. You gonna take that long shot? Happy for a freehand shot like that? Saves us having to walk. Good. Nothing's in it.
Nothing's in it.
And then not cocked. Mag in. Right. That one's heavier, so I'll give you this. Alright. Mag's out.
I had a thought. People.
Sorry, I don't have electric earplugs, so I can't hear a word you're saying.
No, I had a thought because people have said before, do you get lost navigating your way back to the vehicle? And, well, I think we've done it once when we were getting those horses up near Pack Horse. But we didn't get lost, we just came out quite a way down the road, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the sun, there's following your foot tracks, following the camel back to where you started. There's quite a few navigation rules. And I heard the kids yell just a minute ago, so you got the kids yelling.
Yeah, I couldn't hear that. So, well, a good warm up back onto it. Let's see how many more we come across today. Yeah, it's straight through here. You got him?
No, not from the sky.
He's coming towards us. Just wait. Take a knee. Shuffle.
And he's there. Behind you.
It's good.
I know that I'm not as accurate, so I'm worried about the quick follow-up before.
I missed that. I missed him on the first shot, I reckon.
I got him on the first shot.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, I know I hit him on the first shot. I think I got his I
Took him, you went a little bit high on his shoulder.
a little bit high. I was aiming obviously for a bit lower, but it is quite.
Going to come through. That's why we didn't bother recording until we had our windsocks on. But yeah, it is quite windy. We're here now at Red Hill, where we've got to do a little bit of a power solution for that 24 hours, and we've grabbed some Land Cruiser that we're going to need for fixing up at Bullock. And Jasmine is just waiting for the Starlink to come on Bruiser, because the one on the Triton here has stopped working.
There we go.
Now we've got comps. See what the world is up to. No, we're going to tow Bruiser
we can tow
this
Bruiser
afternoon.
when we come home.
Alright, so we're loaded back up and we are on our way.
Bruiser's right there, love. We are going to tow Bruiser when we come back past coming down. Right now we're going to go up to Bullock. Dad's going to salt Bullock. I'm going to go up to Tunil and set the yards at Tunil. Come back, pick up Dad, and then we'll come down and pick up Bruiser and fix Red Hill. Okay?
And burn the camels.
Yeah.
Two camels.
So there's one for Dad and one for me, huh?
Mommy, you can
Or two for Mum. Do you want to?
Mommy,
Yeah.
you can do the small one. Dad can do. Oh, there's also a cow there. Balance it with
You're okay? I'm just making sure. I've got mine for backing you up. No, we've got a black camel as well. Black camel. Yeah, go for the black one first. He's further out, so we don't have to walk. prop up. Hey, camels! Hey, 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 hey! Take out the far one first. You're just gonna freehand it. So, we'd literally just been saying we're hoping not to see any more camels because we want to be home by lunchtime.
It's not gonna happen.
So, you're a little bit off with some of your shots with the speed line. What do you think's happening?
I think it's just I'm out of practice.
Yeah, it's a perishable skill.
It's been a very long time. It is also very windy. And I don't think I'm compensating well enough for that.
I think more like, because at that range, the wind's not doing, until the last fella, he was about 280 metres out from the others. But, you know, I think you're getting blown by the wind.
I think I'm getting blown by the wind. I think that I have not had enough practice. Well, I haven't practiced in a very long time. And I think I still have the, I guess the adrenaline of it still affects me because it's so few and far between.
Yeah.
And I worry about missing a shot too much. Which I shouldn't do because I got you backing me up.
Well, also the optic, like it's 4.5 times zoom minimum on that at the moment. So it's not exactly like the close stuff.
No, I also think the obviously the rifle is not set up for me. I obviously have a shorter arm length. So it takes me a good bit of time to get my eye on the scope, get my head in the right spot. It's not just pick it up and it's in the right spot because it's not for practice. And that is practice, yeah, which I said it's been 6 months since I shot something, and that was the ones that we did on the video near G's.
Yeah. And you were using the 223 then.
I was using the 223, which fits me better than these current 308s do.
Well, they're all dead.
They are all dead, and I did hit them. Just obviously I'm not as effective as you are because
I put a few rounds out as well.
yes. Yeah.
Well, we've got about 12-13 kilometres to go to the first part of today's job, while Jasmine then goes on another 5 or 6 k's to the next water point to set the yards. So we're not quite sure if we're going to split the camera because Jasmine's going to shoot more camels, or
No, I only have 8 rounds left.
you've got a whole box in the back of the ute.
Do I?
Yeah, you've got another 80 rounds.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I thought I only had 8. Yeah.
Well, we will see.
We will see. Okay, I'm just going to help get Dad set up, and then you can get out for fun.
Alright, so Jasmine and the girls are off to Tunel. They're going to take the ute and go away. I've got myself some tools, and what I've got to do here is turn the tank off, then get in and change around, mess around with this high pressure valve float so that it'll work for low pressure. So yeah, I'm going to get into that and see how I go. So first up, let's turn it off. Oh, there we go. It is very windy. Not a pleasant day for flying, but Dad's on his way up at the moment in the other plane. So the problem we have here is that there is a low pressure or high pressure little unit there. Now a couple ways I can do this. I can smash it out when I take this part out, or I can just drill a hole through it. What I might do is go for smashing it out. So I just get my pliers, pull those pins out. That lets us get this part of it out and gives us some good access. Now you can see that that is a very small hole. So I've got my backup, which is just to drill a 1-inch hole through it, or a 20mm hole. Close enough to an inch. But first up, I'm just going to see if I can knock it out, because it is just held in with the glue. There we go. That is our flow restrictor, and it's been removed. So now we're good to put it back together. See how quick the water comes in. Now one of the things I need to make sure I do is reset the float valve height, because it's now going to travel to a different distance. Right, I've got the ball back on, time to turn the tank back on. Right, looks like she's just leaking a little bit. But that is going to flow in nice and quickly. Mostly job done, time to put the cover back on. And I'll grab some spray lube so that bolt stays good. Now on one of my previous videos where I had issues with one of these bolts, and I was talking about what penetrant to use, someone has recently said to use your inox. So I happen to have some, and I'm going to give this one a bit of a preventative. The other bolt is missing. Alright, well it's too windy to burn any of the carcasses there, and yeah, it is just unpleasant. But Jasmine went and set tunel, and that was uneventful, I assume.
Yep, thankfully.
And I set bullock yards as well, so it was set for mustering tomorrow. And we're going to have the guys up from the farm, so we've got Jimmy, Rigby and Gaz on the way up, and they'll be here this afternoon.
bit of a mixed bag. Jimmy's an agronomist.
Yeah.
Gaz is related to Danny. And Rigby is... Oh,
Rigby.
I was going to say, yeah, Rigby is Rigby, but what, yeah.
No, Rigby is quite a character. His dad worked for us a few years ago, and then Rigby did his traineeship, and he's with us. So he's got what he would describe as a luscious mullet.
Rigby is what, 18, 19 years old?
Yeah.
And
Full of character.
full of character.
Absolute character. So no, it'll be it's going to be some pretty hot work. We're going to be mustering for 6 days solid.
Which is why we are getting up the 18 and 19-year-old boys. Yeah, but drink it. Don't just let it spill everywhere.
Right. So we are hoping for a very uneventful drive home. Those camel tracks look like they're over our wheel marks from our way up this morning.
Joy. It's only been half an hour.
They're everywhere. It is
Only been
camel get it.
Camel get it. That's ridiculous.
Right. Okay, so we're at Pack Horse and we've got Danny's camel, the one that he didn't drag out of the yards, to burn. So I'm going to grab my gloves to grab the burn fuel, or I'll just wash my hands afterwards. Yeah, I'll do that. And drag some stuff over. There's a little bull that's next to the camel. The camel kicked the bull to death in the yards. And that's one of the reasons why we needed to make sure that we take out the camels. Here's the camera, my dear.
Thank you. I'm not gonna wave.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Trees and stuff.
If only you guys had smell-o-vision.
I think they're pretty happy not to smell this.
He was a nice little bull. Right, some branches.
Danny reckons he's getting used to the smell of dead camels.
Cool, so this is his job now? These are little finches. And I'm pretty sure I can see some finches using a dead bird to sit on. Yeah, so we've got a fair few dead ones here, so get these out. We do tend to like putting a log in the trough for them so that they have something to rest on while they come in and have their drink, especially with this ones like this where the water level is, that's a hand down. So it's a bit far for a little finch. So I've actually got a log out here that I can use. I'll chuck it in so that they've got it to rest on. The biggest problem with it is that you get, you know, the cattle knock the log around, so it doesn't always necessarily stay in place. But we do what we can to try and help the little birds. So I've got a log here. I'll just lean it up against them. Even like that. And they can perch on here and lean down and get their drink. And hopefully it saves so many from dying, and hopefully that's in a position the cattle won't knock around too much. But they're beautiful little finches.
Just gonna grab some more stuff while we're here to load it up.
So, the reasons we're burning these ones instead of dragging them is because if we tried to drag them now, they're just going to fall apart on us. Yeah, it is disgusting. But these ones have gotten to burn stage. The reason we're doing it is because they are literally right next to the yards and we're going to be working these ones in the place. So it's mighty unpleasant to have this smell while we're working the yards. And you can see the wind. Char grilled steak, anyone? I mean, fermenting things is a bit of a fad, isn't it?
Now, it's actually quite interesting. If you come down closer, you have a look. The soil there looks like it's burning. That's not the diesel fuel we put on there. That's the fat that's leaked out and rendered out of the camel. An incredible amount of energy there. And I have to say, it is a bit warm.
In the yards she goes. Push through! What have you got, love? Come here. So, hang on. All right, so hang on, stand back a little bit. Back a little bit. What happened?
Well, but two were stuck and I helped them out of the water.
Come a little bit. Oh,
Oh, you okay, sweetie?
yeah, help this little finch get out.
Yeah, I want to hold
Come here.
I want to hold the bird.
She's got this little bird.
Mom,
Oh, little
can we bring it home? No. I thought the cat would kill her.
What are you going to do with it to make it safe for her? What are you going to do?
I'm actually going to put it on the log.
Come on, let's go help her.
Still, like that.
Yeah, you can see that it's falling out.
All right, so we are here at Red Hill, and well, do the job on the way home. There's no need to have set up the battery this morning because the battery's got enough charge. We're going to have enough charge all day, and it's been pumping. So we're going to set up the charge controller here, and it's a 48 volt lithium battery. We're going to set these 2 solar panels to charge that lithium battery, and then that lithium battery will deliver 48 volts to the pump controller, which will mean that she'll run all the way through the night. So yeah, it's time to sort of cut some wires and drill a few things. We've got the other car there that we can get the tools out of, and then we will drag it home.
Can we sit on the rock?
Hurry.
You can sit on the rock. So this battery came in the mail yesterday at midday.
And this is a temporary installation. Verity, can you get that plastic, please?
Is this water point is got a lot of pressure on it at the moment.
What I got? Mommy.
Good job.
What have you got there? That's an interesting rock.
I wonder what's done that, Verity.
Might be a snake rolled over it. And then that pattern came through. Listen to this.
So what's the battery we've got?
Voltex, 100 amp hour, 51.2 volt. There we go. 52.5 volts, and it's at 80% charge. Right. I'm going to put these away and then we'll work on the configuration side of things. We're going to need to make sure that we take the drills with us so we can do the race.
Yep.
My phone. Who's got my phone?
All right, so configuration.
Yeah, so we are going straight off the battery, not through the load controller, because it's too high a draw and these little controllers do not like it when that's happening. So we won't be able to see what load we've got happening on it. But what we can do is see what voltage, like what wattage we have coming into the battery. So it is pumping in 325 watts. So it is putting in 5.4 amps at 59 volts. And it's bulk charge. So that's us really.
So did you unplug the solar panels before?
Yeah, so I disconnected them from the solar pump controller and then ran them straight into this charge controller.
So now it's pumping just off of the batteries.
Well, it's not pumping at all yet because we've got it turned off. So now on this charge controller, we flick the switch here to battery because solar will do nothing because there's no solar input. So we go down to battery and we'll start drawing from the lithium battery that we've got there.
Right, so it will pump from the battery and then the solar panels are going to be charging the battery.
Yep.
So that then overnight it is pumping from that.
From the battery.
Yep.
And then the battery will shut down and then in the morning it'll start up.
Yep. And the reason we wouldn't usually leave all of this exposed, but the reason we've done it is because this is a temporary fix.
Well, we're going to tape it up.
Yeah.
So that it's, you know, not free and flowing in the wind.
Now we can hear that is pumping.
Right, and it's, yeah, pulling in 200 watts. Now these are 250 watt panels, but they're not going to be operating at peak performance. We use refurbished panels on the station. We didn't really see any point in allowing these things to go to landfill. And big thing on the station is that we reuse a lot of materials here on the station. Well, this is old mill column. So yeah, it's just part of what we do, just to run everything a little bit more efficiently. Cool. So we're just going to go into the settings for this on that charge controller and change the battery type, and we're all good. Now, the one advantage here is that this is a 48 volt system and some of our ubiquity stuff runs on 48 volts. So if we wanted to, we could then operate off this system, our remote monitoring. So that would involve putting in a little bit of a better enclosure for the battery, but using the same charge controller and everything, and then a little controller box. And we'll be running the water for the bore off the same system as we are for the communications, which allows us to tie in all of our remote networking. And yeah, it's for the cost of the battery, you probably would be saving a fair bit on double ups. So having a solar power system that can do both operations is pretty handy. And with a few of these points, we're probably going to integrate a system like that. Cool. So we're just going to tape this up, make sure that it's half, all right.
And we've slightly changed our plan. We're not towing the cruiser home, so we've got to get our kit off of the cruiser that we need for tomorrow morning.
So yeah, there was nothing of interest on the whole way home, and yeah, once we get home, kids are going to go to Nana's place. We're going to get some of the vet gear ready, but I'm going to go up to the Virgin's repeater tower and have a look at that and to see why it's not working. but I'll take some gear up with me this time rather than just shooting up on the motorbike. And yeah, get the comms network back up and running.
And hopefully it's an early knock-off afternoon, ready for a big week ahead.
Yeah, well, the lads should be just about here. They'll be here around 3, I reckon. If not already here. It's nothing about the way, like the speed that they drive. Alright, well, that's us. I might take the camera up and see what's going on up at Virgin's, but that could be the end of it for today.
Yeah. Over and out.
Don't say over and out. It's
Why not?
over or out.
Why can't it be over and out?
Well, they're like,
That's
They
what we said,
cancel each
school,
other.
isn't it? Over and out.
yeah, and that's wrong.
Well,
It's incorrect, sorry. It's incorrect.
For now.
Yeah, no, you say over or out. Over is the end of your transmission, end of all communication is out.
Over and out. Like,
yeah. I'm shutting you down as well as me. I'm over, you're out.
It's been nice talking to you. Out.
over and out.
So we've got a bit of wind, that happens. It's been windy all day. But we're at the Warren's pumping site, which is 3 k's away. Now this is Dad's divining effort. There was no divining at all. It just walked along, waited till he thought it was ready and said whack a hole here. And it worked. Yeah.
I'm voting for you.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Which is looking at me, all right.
Yeah, it's looking at you.
Okay.
Well, you've also got to introduce
Oh.
Gaz.
Oh, yeah, well, you did it. You can just work and talk and do it as you're going. Yeah.
Guide and
Okay, we'll just come a little bit. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Just make sure you keep your. Yeah, you're right. Good, good, good. And just keep Yeah, it's going down the centre. Perfect. Just you checked. You didn't have that. So, okay. And that's it, pumping now? Okay. That should be pumping now. Just take yours around the front, Gaz, and then we just double this out. I'm going to take it down this way. Just head down, down. No, yep, you're right. Just hold yours there.
She's running. Bearings let go there.
Screwdriver?
Swap the pump out. I just want to have a quick look and see if it's something really simple here. Right, turn it off. That should be pumping.
It's not spinning the rubber, is it?
No, go again. I reckon this thing's run out of torque. And it's like, you know, like there's water and it can't pump it. So this thing's run out of torque. Right. Got my 2 screws. Scoot.
So
No.
I thought it was Bella, but anyway. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Okay, let's go.
Rigby's working on any. Alright, so we've got to grab a new pump. I've thrown one in. I've thrown in a diaphragm pump because jump ups failed as well. So I just need to make sure that I've got a power solution to keep Warren's bore going for a few hours tonight, so it's a bit ahead. So what I'm going to do is grab a solar power lead from somewhere. And then a battery pack. Alright, so earlier we were talking about it, but the battery pack that I have to operate today is the EcoFlow Delta Max 2000. Now this thing's going to get us out of a sticky situation pretty effectively. Danny used this the other day to get a pump going and it ran for 5 hours at night. You can tee these in to a solar charge, so they would operate off the solar panels that we have there and then charge this and operate the pump. However, biggest negative with these units is that they don't come with that cable and it's a week away. So we're going to tee it in just to provide extra power. And we're going to use our converter box over here to get it going for those first few hours. Then when we get the chance, we'll go pick this unit back up and we'll manually charge it. Or by that time, the cable might be here and we'll just switch it over. But Warren's is a really good supply and it's not going to need it for long. So I'm going to throw this into the car and get going. Usually, what we would do is just throw this in the plane, and because it's light enough, it's 22.5 kilos, beautiful. That's nothing. We would be able to fly that down, drop the pump down, have everything running nice and quick. But daylight's against us because my watch is telling me that I've got 1 hour and 40 minutes. We've got a fair bit of wind, which would make it quite uncomfortable, and would be just pushing the limits, especially with how long we've been operating today. So, yeah, we're gonna get this system down there and we're gonna get pumping. Okay, so task 1, it is 5:30, but what we have is the DC 24 volt diaphragm pump, and we've got a 400 amp hour 24 volt battery system here. So all we need to do here is grab some dielectric grease, change the plug over, drop it in, and we're away. Ollie. My multimeter's dead, my Milwaukee one. Still had a bit of dielectric, so the motor's probably just died. Yeah, my Milwaukee clamp amp died after 10 years. Dielectric grease, please. So the other day I went down to Kalgoorlie and I was in the hardware store. And I went, I had a discussion with my brothers and dad and decided that, yep, I'll go for a Fluke multimeter because they are really good and they will last. They do cost a fair bit. But I got the only one they had on the shelf without spending $1,000 was the 523. or the 524 model. Now, there's a small issue with that because it doesn't actually do DC amps. So I've had to order in the 525, and the point of that is what we've done before when we've been replacing these pumps is we check our voltage on these leads to make sure we don't have a break in the line anywhere else. Now these pumps can run off 12 volts, and we have used them before for doing pump tests on old exploration holes, and you can run them dry. So we're going to just flick it on and make sure it operates.
We're all sweet.
We are all sweet. That one's rubbish. Right, we'll put this out of the way so we can both handle this.
These in that box.
The multis go in the orange box, everything else goes in the ammo tin. Big toggle switch, yep. Right, we'll just confirm. Cool. One pump down, another pump to throw down. And it is now 5:34. Alright, we're at Warren's, so first things first, we're going to whip off the old pump and put the new one on. So we're going to just skip over doing that, and we'll just go straight to us putting it in and then putting in the EcoFlow Delta Max 2000 to power it up and test the pump. Because as you can see here, it's now in shade and we want to get some water going tonight. Well, something that I haven't seen before, and that is our impeller has just shot up the outlet. So that could be our problem. It could be that it wasn't in there hard enough. So we're going to just squeeze this back in and screw it up and
See what happens.
So I'm going to just get that Allen key and just pop that off.
Is that one? There's enough kick in there to just...
That's what I was thinking. Just grab that with the multis and flick him on for a second. Do you want to just flick it on and I'll hold it? So
Yeah,
whack
you
it.
might want to...
That's fine. That'll... the other thing I could do is just do it with a spanner instead of... Yeah, just see what you get.
Make sure it's going in the right direction.
What do you mean? That the impeller's not a backwards one or the pump's not backwards. That's why I've got you to check the wires. Low power.
Which way is it?
Yeah, she's going the right way. She's going right. I need to turn that way. Yeah, alright. I'll just grab that 5/8. 9/16. So, to power this up, because We don't want to be stuck on low power. So what we're doing and what this unit does is it actually mimics being a solar panel. So a key part for us is that when this battery runs flat, it's going to defer straight to solar power.
Just piggybacking onto the back of the other one.
Yep, just going straight in on solar. This is, you know, we would usually use the diesel generator for this with that converter, but because we've got this battery unit, we're using it. It's a hell of a lot quicker than running that genset trailer down here.
It's also got the advantage we could take it out of the plane.
Well, and we can pick it up with the plane.
Yeah.
So when we're done here, we can just unplug this, put these away, pick the battery up, fly it home. But we could, if you were using this as like your permanent solution, which I wouldn't recommend. But it is easy and it's convenient, but it's not the most efficient. You'd go like we did the battery earlier today, the 48 volt system with a charge controller, because this unit has a charge controller in it and it can hook up to your solar panels and it can handle everything that these solars can put out, but you lose efficiency by charging the unit at 48 volts and then stepping it up to AC 240, and then it's going back down to 48 volts. So we've got our EcoFlow Delta here, and we've just got a normal mains power. And we're plugged in. Do this, then this. Now, when we flick this up to solar, it'll give us a low power. It won't pump.
And we've got a
Low power?
Yep.
So now we just turn the AC power on. Now we've got AC power going.
hasn't had a
There we go. Now it's working. It's booted up, so we've got the solar disconnected and we're running it on the inverter. The inverter's now saying it'll run it for 20 hours. See pump starting?
you'll put the hose in.
Well, you want to have the action shot.
Oh, water.
I wonder if we'll have an error when we plug a solar in as well.
Just leave it out and we'll come down and plug it in the morning.
I just want to see what happens. Right. So we're on. It's set to 8. You can wind that down a little bit. It's going to run for 6 hours. So that EcoFlow Delta Max 2000 has effectively saved the day up here. Might have been a bit of a problem down here, but what it's going to do is it's able to get the water going down to the cattle right now so that they can have a drink overnight. and there'll be water in the morning. So without that, we'd probably still be driving now to get a gen set down here. You know, classic technology. Have you tried turning it off and on again? And that's all it was. Right, so we've tied it up a little bit, taped it up, and it's good to go. And as we were doing the tidy up and packing things away, Dad and I were talking about how it's just it's good for animal welfare to make sure that you've got water there for them. But you know, if you're looking at it in cost, you lose one breedable and you've paid for that unit. Like that, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, for me, that's sitting there. But the other thing is it's a peace of mind going home tonight, knowing that the cattle will have water in the troughs tonight when they come in, and in the morning. And you know, that's a big challenge in this job, is getting it so you sleep easy at night. So we've got plenty to take that sleep away.
Yes. Yeah, so it's kind of like that bad feeling when you pulled a windmill and you put it down and you're worried that, oh, did I set it right? And it's a still day and you don't know until it starts not pumping. For us, we've got the advantage now that we've got battery technology, and something as convenient as that is brilliant. And it just re-emphasizes how important it is for us to protect the water from the camels and the destruction that they can cause. You know, today we've fixed a couple of water points. We've got the water up. We've burnt a camel that had killed a bull, and we've shot and killed a number of camels today. And it's not just for wanton destruction. It's not just because they're a declared pest. It's because they're a threat to our livestock. And if we weren't out here with our livestock, well, it'd be overrun.
Yeah.
So we're going to head home and get ready to muster tomorrow. So we've got a big couple of days ahead of us. And it's just really good knowing that this is working. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you around. So it's for them, our cattle, that we do all this.